welcome back. Regular Insight viewers recognize her right away as a valuable resource in planning and sustaining your retirement. She is Heather Foster, investment advisor and fiduciary. Today we want to talk about concerns regarding trade tariffs. I don't know what I, as a regular consumer, need to be concerned about. I know that if I'm a business person, trade tariffs are going to affect me. So tell me how trade tariffs would concern me.
Well, from my perspective, obviously, I'm going to talk about the investment side of it, or what I think people's concerns are as far as what it might do to the stock markets. As a consumer, basically, if tariffs get put into place where basically the imports are coming in and you're getting a higher tax rate for it, it means prices are probably going to go up. I mean, we understand the long-term goal that's being talked about. You know, we're dealing with a president that's a businessman, and he's looking at it from that long-term perspective. Short-term, though, people are a little concerned, especially, I mean, we're in Indiana here. We got a lot of soybeans. We got a lot of reason for the farmers and stuff to be concerned about prices, because obviously the threat back was that they're going to also put more tariffs on their end too. We have a large amount of farmers that are, you know, exporting goods into China, so that's a concern. What my big thing is when we talk about this, again, you've got the short-term effects, which could be, you know, not so, they could be a little painful, right? For hopefully a long-term effect of something that will be beneficial to our economy. You know, when it comes to investments, and that's where people are concerned, I think we get a lot of emotional volatility, which I've talked about a lot on this show about emotional volatility, right? So we talk about the threats, the back and forth. The president's doing this, we may have this war, we may have that, and what it does on the short term. But again, financial planning is long term. And if you're working with an advisor that's laid out an actual financial plan for you, the long term investing is what you need to be focused on. Short term selling, there's always, you know, when something goes down, something else goes up somewhere else, right? It's cause and effect. Right. So if the, you know, soybean area, let's say, goes down here because we're not exporting as much because of the taxes that they end up putting on because we put more tariffs on our end, then and there's another sector that's going to go up, and maybe it's in another country, and that's unfortunate that they're going to maybe start, you know, importing it from maybe Brazil. But at the same time, you can find those loopholes when it comes to the stock market and find the ways to invest into maybe other countries or other areas or other sectors that won't be affected by this. So my big thing is we say plan and plan right? So one, your retirement shouldn't be based on short-term fluctuations of the stock market. If you are watching that market every single day and worried about the short-term fluctuation, you're not doing something right to begin with, because the long-term plan, and anyone who's 10 years out from retirement should have that plan in place. So the short-term volatility that we're experiencing, or that we may experience for the short-term period here, where again, we're looking at a long-term, hopefully better result in our country, you're not affected, you're not fearful, you're not panicked, you're not selling, you're not worried, because the plan is in place to sustain your future long-term.
Sometimes you just have to sit back and let things even out. Not make, it's never a good idea to make those knee-jerk reactions.
You will lose every time when you make those knee-jerk reactions. That's why, I mean, I'm here to say, I mean, we are at good market rates, right? We're at highs. And I mean, at this point, our economy looks really good. I mean, we're amazing opportunity with, you know, natural gas and exporting oil. I mean, we are in a good position here. But if you're that concerned, or if you're that consumer out there that's so concerned with these short-term conversations, what it tells me as an advisor is that you're not allocated correctly to begin with. So maybe it is time to pull some of the winnings that we've experienced since 2008 off the table and putting it into something more conservative. But for those that, you know, if you're allocated right, you know, I wouldn't say that right now is the time to pull off out of the market unless you were allocated wrong from the beginning. Again, it's really about getting a plan in place, having a second opinion. I preach that all the time. I don't just do financial planning, I don't just do investments in the stock market, but I do a lot of consulting work for people who maybe have a financial planner that maybe just doesn't hit all the different areas that we hit at our firm. So consulting work, making sure that you're working with a good professional, and really focusing on that long-term plan versus short-term volatility or even short-term trading. You know, always trying to beat the market, always trying to do something on a short term is where people tend to get in trouble.
If somebody wants to make that plan, wants to have a second opinion, wants to have that consultation, just give you a call?
They just call our office. We do an intake call over the phone, just kind of ask some questions, get to know each other. Then we do a free consultation. We don't charge for the free consultation. It's kind of a sit down, get to know you meeting. Where are you at? Is there a way that we can potentially help? Maybe there's some loopholes or little holes in your current structuring that we could help fill for you. and we just kind of go from there.
Well, do that today. No knee-jerk reactions. Just give them a call. Book a free consultation with Heather at Foster Financial. Give them a call, 234-2200. All you have to do is mention Insight, and you're going to receive a free gift. We'll be right back.